Hello everybody, welcome back to Hurry Chess 01. Today I'm about to show you a very beautiful game played by John Nunn and Igor Alexander Nataf. This game was played in 1999 and this is just beautiful. I would say that this is like a forgotten immortal game. This game was just so beautiful, full of sacrifices, and let's jump right ahead. So, John Nunn is playing as white, and Igor Alexander Nataf is playing as black. So, let's just get on the black side. So, here we have the Sicilian Kalashnikov variation. This marks the Sicilian Kalashnikov variation with e5. And now he plays knight b5. So before you have a few options like knight to b5, knight to b5, knight to b3, knight to f5, and also knight back to f3. So the most common move is either knight to b3 or knight to b5. And here knight to b5 was opted by John Nunn. And Nataf was known for the attacking play and he desperately needed a win in the tournament. So he chose the Sicilian. Now we have d6, just the main line, c4. So c4 says that this knight can also go to c3 or a3 and then back to c2. Also, it says that I want to develop this knight. So here we have bishop e7 just playing the main line and he has knight to c3. So in the Sicilian Kalashnikov variation, whenever you see knight to c3 and there's this knight on b5, you immediately play a6. And that was played in the game, of course. After a6, you could see that the knights are usually here and black would usually play b5, but since the pawn is on c4, you can't play b5, which is a really prophylactic move, c4, which was played. And now we have f5, a very aggressive approach. Here, queen h5 does nothing because you just have g6. And here, John Nunn played bishop to d3, which is not really the best move. The best move is usually to take the pawn, but John Nunn preferred bishop d3. He had some plans in his mind. And of course, our super calculative, aggressive player, Nataf, played f4, the best move. f4 just says that he's not going to castle queenside because of this open position, and kingside is there's a huge attack coming on the king side. And now you have g3 trying to attack this pawn and trying to capture it. And guess what? He played knight to f6, gambiting the pawn on move number 10, which is why Nataf is also known as Mikhail Tal's younger brother or something. I read that in an article. Alright, anyways. And we have takes, and now bishop takes, and now castles. So here you could see that Nataf was very brave. He castled even though the rook had a very open square here. And John Nunn played bishop to g3 because there were threats like knight to e4 coming up. And yeah, bishop g3, and now we have knight to g4 putting pressure on the f2 pawn. And here is where John Nunn goes wrong and plays bishop to e2. Until this, based on Stockfish, the position is equal. And on the human mind, you would say bishop e2, attack the knight, then I'm good. So I just castle queenside, and I'm just winning. Wrong. Because now Nataf shows why he. Alright, you know what? I don't want to ruin it for you guys. He plays knight takes f2, a sacrifice, a knight sacrifice from the middle of nowhere. Bishop takes. Bishop takes is something everybody thought he would play, but then in between queen to d5 check, king moves to h8, and now bishop takes because John Nunn thought he could defend this position. And now Nataf played a brilliant move. Try to find it if you can. Pause the video. That's right, he played knight to b5. Well, if you analyze this position in stock version, it's gonna say that knight to b5 is a waste of move because it does nothing. I mean, yes, it attacks the queen, but then what? But what Nataf calculated was that this knight covers c2 and d3, which are usually key escape squares. And now Nunn plays queen to h5, sorry. And now he played the brilliant rook takes f2, king takes f2, bishop to h4 check, and now king to g2. So here, if you're thinking that you might be able to escape with king e3 and then that or whatever, but it's not possible because king e3 leads to a forced checkmate, starting with g6. Okay. And now he played king to g2, and Nataf anyways played g6, and now you have queen to f3, threatening a few crazy ideas, which Nataf didn't care about, and he just played queen g5, king to f1, and now Nataf again played a brilliant move, which I did not think anybody would be able to find this, but Nataf found bishop h3 check, sacrificing third piece. And now look at this position here after queen takes. You have two pieces for two pieces. So Nataf is down a rook and a bishop, and this just feels wrong as a chess player. How did he get the courage to sacrifice this much material against a super strong GM, John Nunn? You must have heard his name, of course. And now, of course, pretty expected sequence from now on. Rook to f8, bishop blocks, queen to e3, sacrificing the h4 bishop. And now look at this position. He is down two pieces and a rook, and this position is just crazy. And now look at this. He could have taken this bishop with two different pieces, the queen and the rook. Well, rook takes leads to a forced mate in 11 moves, which of course is very hard to calculate in a human brain, and that was played in 1999, so just imagine how tough it would have been. And now he played knight to d3, threatening a lot of things, which is just, I don't know, fabulous. And now he counterattacks the queen. So here, knight to d5 is a pretty obvious move, to be honest. The only move to save the position. And then you have queen to f3, check, king to g1. There are many ways to end this game at this point, but Nataf chose the most, I don't know, silent or disrespectful way. That is knight to f2. And, this is mate in 1. Queen takes h1 is mate in 1. And, yeah, queen takes, that's just mate in 1. And now the only move, that is king to f1, was played in the game. And here, he took this rook, and then the other rook in just two moves. And at this point, John Nunn resigned because he's losing way too much material, and the attack is still coming with ideas like queen d1 and queen d3 mate. So at this point, John Donne thought that this position is hopeless and resigned.